you awake after the coffee? I have to admit, I have only one coffee today, and the first 3, they don't count on me. So sorry about that. Just one warning for all of you. This is the only slide that I'm going to be a nice person, and the only slide that I'm going to be completely serious. Because hopefully, with that title and description, you understood that it's going to be a satirical talk. So I'm going to be showing all the worst, everything that is bad. Why I'm doing that? Because DevOps Days is always about learning, having fun, and sharing. Hopefully, you're having fun. So you don't need my talk to have extra fun. And hopefully, you're learning and sharing experience, right? So just if anyone arrives late to the talk and is sitting close to you, just tell them that I'm not that bad guy, that is just a persona, okay? Because they're going to think that I'm really awful guy. And maybe I am, but I don't want them to know, okay? So just one thing, I'm really bad with design. Thankfully, there is a thing called GenAI that all the images but one are automatically generated. So it's going to be a lot of 6 fingers in hands, 3 eyes, faces deforming, which probably is on the theme, okay? So everybody ready to get the not nice version of Antonio? Yeah. Okay, you're awake. Cool. So my PR department always told me that I have to do a disclaimer that, of course, everything that I'm going to share is not my practices, the practices of my previous employers, my current employer, or hopefully the next employers that I will have. So you can come to work with any of those companies if you take LinkedIn, my current company, or if I go to your company to work, that's not what I do. So if you are here on this talk, you are one of the 2 types of person. You might be one of those heroes that you are coming here to DevOps Days to learn, and you want to become one hero, or you are like me, one of those villains that you want to get rid of those pesky heroes, right? Either way, this is the talk. So you don't need to know a lot of things about me. I have worked on 3 different countries, Spain, I think that you already guessed that, France, and now I live in the UK. And there is stupid and nasty people in every country. That's not exclusivity of Spain, France, or United Kingdom. And I could assume there is also those kind of people here in Switzerland. So I have a Spanish accent. I know it's going to be complicated. And some of you are wondering, I heard him speaking in French yesterday. He said that he lived in France. So wouldn't it be nice if I give the talk in French? Anyone wants me to give the talk in French? Okay, so that's the first lesson for free. Heroes are naive. They believe everything. They believe a guy with a grumpy T-shirt giving a talk about destroying them, that I'm going to be nice to them. So in order to destroy them, you have to use every tool at your disposal. And I know that for some people, English is more complicated. So I might exaggerate my accent sometimes just to make it more complicated, because I want to destroy you. That's clear? Cool. So now, the myth of the heroes. We've all watched superheroes movies. I remember one completely awful movie, Batman versus Superman. I always remember the feeling of Bruce Wayne when Superman is destroying the city. It wasn't the Batman destroying the city, it was Superman. So that's the reason we need to get rid of the heroes. You know, the collateral damage. Yeah, well, you defeated the bad guy. Well, you're saying that that's the bad guy, but the one who destroyed my home is you. It's the same with employees. You know what happened with employees? They are usually praised when they solve things. Oh, production is on fire. We need our fireman. Come on. Please, Sam, save us. Sam did it again. Production is safe. But Sam didn't put in place things to ensure that that doesn't happen again. Because Sam wants to be the hero, the fireman again. Everybody loves heroes, right? I mean, management, when they realize that they have a hero, everybody else, you are hero, not hero, waste. And someone was on a lean, they said, you need to remove waste. Okay, hero, and the other not hero, waste. I need to remove it. And if you are one like those, and mine, you don't want to be removed from the company. You want that hero out, right? The thing is, sometimes having one hero removes the teamwork. And even the buddies, we need to work as a team to get rid of them. And also, the main reason that I want to get rid of the heroes, and half of you here, you want to get rid of the heroes, is because we are not the heroes. And we want to become one of them because we want people to praise us, right? So you're lucky. I'm going to share with you 7 techniques to destroy your hero employees, the best ones, because you want them at the end to be part of your army, of your ship, that they say, yes, 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 Antonio, yes, Antonio. Sounds good. You know, I don't know if you have watched the old movie of Wizard of Oz, that there is a flying monkeys army. I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one who say, it could be cool to have an army like that myself, right? You don't have to say it. The heroes are watching you. So you don't want to ensure that they know that you are one of those villains. The good thing, you need to be careful. You don't apply all the techniques at the same time. That's why in the movies, the heroes, they always win. Because we explain the plan, we try to do everything really, really quick. No, this is not a 100 meters. This is a marathon. It's a long run. They don't need to get the suspicion that we are trying to do things against them. That's how we defeat them. The first one, micromanagement mayhem. We all love to be micromanaged. We all love to feel the breath of our managers and what are you doing? You have to constantly survey them. And of course, there are now in some countries, I think that not here, I apologize for that you can install a spy. Oh, I cannot say spy. Okay, the performance tool that they are able to track everything, even everything that they type. So you know which ones are the lazy ones and which ones are saying something bad about you. So you get rid of them, right? One of the tools when you're in the office, team building, and you're the manager. The ringtone says, somebody's watching me song. Everybody knows the song? I'll have the feeling somebody's watching me. So you just put it to ringtone, and you just schedule some calls during the day. And everybody will say, oh, and it's a nice song, so people start singing it. And on their minds, they know that you're watching them, even when you're not there. So, and it wasn't my original idea, but I saw it. And it was, oh, that's cool. Creepy, but cool. Of course, the problem with heroes, they have a lot of creativity. They innovate a lot. So we need to ensure we stop that. So, I don't know, you need to refactor your pipelines. Of course, you need to ensure that you are approving personally absolutely every change. And you challenge every decision, every creativity, every innovation. It has to be your way. So, no, I don't approve till they do exactly as you are telling them. That's a good way of ensuring that they follow the directions, right? And I'm pretty sure some of you have done that from time to time, right? So let's see, because micromanagement people, everybody knows how to micromanage someone. But if you manage to get on some of the top decisions, you can even micromanage the whole team. Or to get your luckies to actually micromanage the others for you. So that's the best. You don't have to micromanage people, you get others micromanaging. So you just relax and see what's happening. That's an easy one, right? Micromanagement. Oh, maybe you never suffer those. Interesting. So of course, we don't want autonomy. I know that you've been told the whole conference, autonomy, transparency, things like that. That's BS, right? We don't want that. So just enforce inflexible, some can say stupid rules. You can also say, well, I'm not a manager. How can I make a little bit cost travel? There's always a joker for that. There are some conversations, it can ignite that. I don't know. You say, why we're using tabs instead of spaces? And then you go to have a coffee while the rest of the team discuss and fight and come back 15 minutes later seeing the war that you started. Because honestly, I don't understand why people fight between tabs and spaces. We know that it's spaces and the other is completely wrong. right? Good. So one rule that I saw that it was amazing, a real rule on the team, never, ever remove code. So never, ever, you just comment it. So people know the historic. They don't have to check the historic, and they know exactly everything. Yeah, but we have 200 lines of code commented and 50 actually. That's OK. Never, ever comment. So never, ever change. Always comment. You know, sometimes I think I was a hero in the past, and maybe that's the reason my nice person is doing that. Stop innovation. I'm going to say that several times. Innovation is the enemy of the villains. We just want everybody to be on the Stone Age. It's easier. So impose the ways of doing things. I wasn't able to be on the open space yesterday about the future of DevOps. But we all know that what we need to do is those fancy Azure DevOps pipelines. You're the manager, and you just migrate everything to Jenkins. Because Groovy and Jenkins is the future of DevOps. Everybody else is wrong. Hopefully, it was the decision, and all the talks yesterday on the open space, it was that. And if not, well, you can argue later this afternoon about that. And one that I saw that was really, really good. They hired 2 full teams of Java experts. And someone has the clever idea ever. You know, instead of doing that, our tech stack is going to be Python. But if you're an expert, you should be able to do Java and Python. They're the same, right? Or not? So honestly, I don't know. I don't know about Python, but by programming language, they are the same. The important thing, when people start doing that, the ones that are following you, they can be your luckies. The ones that you want to reward. And everyone that are a little bit of dissension, just stop them. You don't want those. You need to show that you are the boss. They need to know it. And that the people that are helping you, they get rewards. There is also, people could say that bad words about them, but that's the heroes. They always want to gossip and things like that. That's one of the best ones, communication. And now, we don't need to even be worried about the communication in person. We can even be doing a lot of bombs and catastrophes just using Slack. Or my favorite tools ever, Microsoft Teams. We all love Teams. So that's the reason I always try to remove Slack and things like that. That's not productivity. Teams. People work better in Teams. At least they stop talking to each other. So if they cannot talk to each other, working. You got it, right? So you need to spread the confession. And when you can, because you're not the boss, you can always make a little question, innocent question. It's why we have that naming convention? Shouldn't we change it? I really don't understand why we use TBL as the name of the tables in the database. Shouldn't we change that? And again, you do the same. You simulate a connection drop. You go for a coffee, and you come back 15 minutes later to see who is alive on your team. Because apparently, each time that someone says naming convention, one team member left the company. So it's one hero less. So that's good, because sometimes there are too many heroes, right? So if you are the manager, you can change decisions regularly and very short notice. So, OK, folks, I'm off tomorrow, but management, they say that we need to optimize the pipeline ASAP. See you in 2 days. And you don't say anything else. So there's a lot of things to optimize, right? You may have some people that they have initiative. And they say, you know, our test coverage is really bad. Let's try to improve it. Like that, management and Antonio would be happy after. Of course, in the middle of the day, even if you are off, you need to check what they're doing. Because step number 1, micromanagement. They might think that they have freedom to do things now. And you say, oh, actually the test, no, we need to accelerate the deployment timelines. They are very, very long. And you disappear again. That's so good. Have they wasted? You remove all the innovation, all the creativity. So they know that you always have to say yes. They cannot make decisions without you. That's the perfect world, right? And of course, you arrive the next morning. I think what you've done It's a lot of changes. We should have more cautious approach. So let's stay as it is, because if it was working, we don't have to change something that is working. That's the first rule, right? If it's working, no, don't touch it, or you get fired, right? And of course, sometimes some heroes are so good that even with you trying to ensure that they don't have the spotlight, they manage to do a lot of good job, and they are going to get the spotlight from you. That's unacceptable. You cannot accept that. So on a very small task that is you doing it, just decide to do, I don't know, refactoring of 15 or 20 files on a very small task, and get the team to review several times with, we need 3 different people to approve this. And again, connection drop, I'm going to have another coffee. They will kill each other after a refactoring like that when it's a small thing. And you come back, the team is late, and you have people to blame. The ones that they weren't approving the PRs, that they weren't complaining. It's important for late. You always need to find someone to blame. And it's not you. Scapegoating is the way forward, is the way to get to the top. Every manager that you have, they have used someone else to blame. Teamwork, the same. I remember, I'm not going to say the name, but we saw the face of someone who say, now we're using Safe, and it was a face of someone losing every hope in humanity. So when you think of, they're working so well, I'm going to try to convince business, we should try to be an agile company, that's sell, and also, well, one of my friends is a Safe trainer, so we implement Safe, like that, we keep them in control. Bam! All the teamwork, all the good things of the heroes, destroyed. You can prove me wrong, but 25 years experience. On the last 15 years that I was in touch with Safe, things that weren't quicker than before, or better. But it was a coincidence. I'm pretty sure it was a coincidence that I was very unlucky, of course. Right? And of course, you need to, if you have a product owner or someone deciding the order of things, you need to ensure that, maybe that's not the most important thing. How about doing this? You need to ensure that that person said, oh yeah, this is more important than what the team was working in the last 2 days. Oh no, let's switch focus. We need to do something else because we are agile, we can change everything. That's the best excuse for management. We're agile. Agile means I can ask you to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and you just say yes because we're agile. And that's all. Right? That's a good way of confusion. I love confusion. So there are still pesky heroes that are able to do good things, even unsafe. I don't believe them. They need to ensure that management doesn't know that. So if someone is doing a lot of achievements, just ignore, neglect their contributions. Any praise for that person? Of course, I'm going to tell Charlie about your praise. Never, ever say a timeline. You can tell Charlie in 2 or 3 years, and this is still true, and you are not lying. Or if you say in January, never say the year. January 2027 is still true, and you are telling Charlie in January. And still the credit, because we all know every success of the team is because of your hard work. And every failure is because they are incompetent. And you already have the scapegoat from before. So you can prove it. And yeah, Alex is very, very good. She's amazing. She solved the problems. But whose idea was to give that specific and complicated piece to Alex? Mine. So I'm the good one. I'm the one to praise, right? Of course, I'm going to take the credit. Management would know that it was my idea. They didn't need to know about Alex. And I can go on top. That's what we want. And I'm pretty sure that some of you are doing, It's because maybe you are planning to do the same, or you've already seen it. It's your choice. Of course, do it. So, unrealistic expectations. That's so good. You can be the one always saying yes to business. Can we have this? Yes. Can we have a unicorn? Yes. Can we have, I don't know, Tyrannosaurus alive. Yes, we can do it, everything. And let's go to the Expedite swim line, because we have a Kanban training with a coach, and we can use Expedite for the things that are very important, right? So let's use it. That's important. The CEO wants to have a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's more important than having more customers, right? And with limits. That's an invention of that Kanban coach. That Kanban coach wants to keep longer forever in the company. That's the reason with limits to keep the focus. Come on. We all know that multitasking is the future. We should be able to do similar things. Come on, I'm talking and breathing, 2 tasks. And I'm even giving a talk to you at the same time and drinking water from time to time. 3, 4 tasks. Come on, multitasking never ever kill anyone, or at least anyone that I like. The others, well, but like. And my favorite, estimates. There are still some heroes that are naive. They still believe that I'm not going to use that against them. Oh, it might be 20 days, of course. 9 days to management, and it's the team commitment. I'm saving 11 days to the company. So who is going to be the one receiving the praise? You go. And who is going to be the one to blame? Those pesky developers saying 9 days. Because they commit to 9 days. Come on. And the good enough, oh, that's great. We all have preparation for job interviews that they say, when they ask you about the bad things, you need to say that you're a perfectionist. You want everything perfect. So act like that. Everything needs to be perfect. 99%, that's not good enough. Come on, 99.99, that's not good enough. There is still a possibility that fails. So 100%. Come on. Just whip all the time. That is controversial for me because I don't know why people force me to put toxic. It's a healthy environment. Come on, healthy competition, everybody said that is a good thing. A little bit of healthy competition, it motivates people to get out of their comfort zone. They always say on all the Agile conferences, the comfort zone, you need to get out. It's the only way to learn or things like that. So well, let me promote that healthy competition then among all the teams. One of the good things, every coach, they say about metrics, that you need to be able to measure so you can see the impact on your experiments if they are working and changing the metrics. Just find the nice spot with all the teams, those performance metrics, and compare the teams to each other. We're all humans. We're all equals. So why I cannot compare teams? Even if one is a front, another an ops, because I don't believe in DevOps. Oops. It's okay, still alive. So use them against each other. And of course, you reward the team that is getting closer. So they say, those are getting days off and things like that. So let's try to work a little bit quicker. We don't need that test. We can do a little bit quicker. About gossip and backstabbing, I honestly don't know why it's a bad thing. Humanity has been done that all history, and we're still here. If it could be a bad thing, we wouldn't be here, or we would have stopped already, the gossiping and the backstabbing. And we still do it, and we're still here. Therefore, by that logic, it's a good thing, because it helps us to keep and to be on the moment that we are. You can prove me wrong on the open space later, but come on. Metrics, again, the destruction tool. Management always asks, when you are using Scrum, anyone using Scrum? In DevOps, usually not a lot of people, but when it's Scrum, management always think that velocity has to be always racing. They always think that the team is, 20, 30 points, whatever that means. Honestly, I don't know what the 30 points are. 25, 30, like that. You know, your team is doing 40 story points on the last 3 sprints. They are very lazy. They should be getting more. And then the team, what they do? Because humans, we know how to cheat all the time. So whatever it was, 2 story points, don't ask me what it is, now it's a 3. Whatever it was a 3 is a 5 now. And whatever it was a 5 is an 8. So you see, no more 40. You have 45 points and 50. And also, we get rid of the QA because we don't need to test. Like that, we cram more. Yeah. And of course, the cycle time, because there are some management, they have read a little bit about advanced metrics, that look important. So, okay, let's see. Cycle time for them, it needs to always reduce over time. So you are able to do a deployment every 10 seconds on the last 3 months. Why is it still 10 seconds and not 9? Why you are able to get something from code to production always in 1 day and not in less? You are very lazy. You got it. And of course, the blame is keep going. Someone decided, okay, in order to get those cycle time, we need maybe to skip some tests. Note it down. You have the scapegoat for later. Or whoever decided that it should be 3 study points instead of 2. That's the scapegoating. That's the one who instigates the descent. And we're getting there. We're getting there, the final blow. Burnout bonanza. Yeah, that's so beautiful, that image. The first one I put with the heroes, anybody else wanted to vomit looking at them so perfect? Because honestly, that's the reason I wasn't looking at the screen. So we want them to be like that. No will to leave, no will to challenge you. When you get them, that's good. And I have to say, though, because all the heroes, all the people about the burnout, I suspect that burnout is a creation of the working unions. Because they want people to be lazy. Come on. Our parents, have you asked your parents or grandparents, because I'm not young anymore, about burnout? That's stupid, come on. You just need to take it and be stronger, and that's all. Hop, hop, hop. And you are here. So your parents and your grandparents were right. Right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here because they will keep working. It's like, focus on results, and that's all. Productivity, always. And more workload. I was a little bit surprised of the working hours. When I was in Spain, I had 40 hours. 40 hours only per week to work. A lot of time to do lazy stuff. I went to France, 35. And if you work more, you have days off. No one is thinking about working. In UK, I have 37 and a half. But I have here some people in management in some companies. I remind you, none of the companies that I have work or currently work, that they expect people to work 50 and 60 hours. And I understand now why. I checked in the past the statistics, and people were working 60 hours or more per week, even Saturdays or Sundays, and they didn't complain or couldn't. I don't remember which, but it's the same, right? Didn't, couldn't. And we're still here. Evolution, right? I think that we're doing involution with people having free time all the time. The stressful atmosphere, you have the culture, behaviors, atmosphere. Come on. I'm pretty sure you already heard me mention the comfort zone, that you need to get out. So we get out, we challenge them, or we protect them, because if you want the stressful atmosphere, it's just a challenge, even if it's big. And short-term gains. You want to get more money? You do that 2 years and you change job, and you get a salary rise. So who cares about those pesky heroes that are going to be there 4 years later? Come on, you're not going to be there. Who cares? Come on. Oh. Look, it's horrible. Seriously. I honestly believe that they are just an advert for toothpaste. Come on. Is your office like that, with people all the time like that? No. Well, at least mine, no. Because I work from home. You think that I was going to blame? No, I'm not blaming any of my employers. Look, an army of obedient sheep. Say yes. You got it. No more will. They follow you. You are the strongest. That's success. Just a bit of recap, because I know that I haven't seen all of you taking notes, so I'm a little bit worried that there are too many heroes here, though. Those techniques. And I think it was pretty clear. So you know absolutely everything that you need to do from now. So I'm not going to take questions. It's going to be the first time that I'm going to ask you suggestions to help me dominate the world. So, and I'm going to be nice. If you want to give the suggestion in French, it's OK. Suggestions in French or English are accepted. Thank you.
So do we have any suggestions for Antonio? We have a couple of minutes. Oh, no suggestion to dominate the world? Yeah. Sticking him on the stage.
Oh, that's a good one. I have to put that more sticky.
You see, we have some plan for you.
Cool. Powerful.
OK.
OK. Oh, a suggestion, finally.
It's not a suggestion, it's going to be a question.
Oh. There's a cube over there. So
yeah.
Here on this talk, you can aim to kill people. It's the only talk that you can actually aim to kill people. It's OK.
Thank you. So, how can we do to take this kind of anti-hero to become a little bit more hero?
A little bit more.
Hero. I mean, how can we change people like that?
Well, the good thing
I
is...
know that you do not want to change them, but I think that we need to. So, what
Okay.
is your suggestion?
That's-
Finally, it's a suggestion.
Now, I'm supposed to be a hero, right? It works like that. The important thing is some of you might recognize things that has happened to you or is happening to you. So you need to start thinking whether it's important for you to be there or not, and to spot if someone is doing that to anybody else. For those villains, it's like the bullies. When they're confronted or someone else is pointing out that this bad thing, some of them, they will stop doing it. And now we have a lot of tools in every company to ensure that that behavior is not tolerated. The thing is, I try to talk about empathy, things like that. So I'm asthmatic. You didn't have to suffer empathy on asthma on this talk, but on other talks, I make people to close their eyes. Imagine you have a fifth floor without elevator, and you have the suitcase with 20 kilo. You need to get to the fifth. So the feeling that you breathe in, that's me without the suitcase and without getting up. So you just need to ensure and to try to get to the empathy on those doing that, to try to make them to feel like the other people. Some, they might change. Unfortunately, there is a history of people being just bad, and that's all. So I don't have the solution, like drink this and you're a hero. It doesn't work like that for a lot of different contexts. I don't believe that people are bad because they want to be bad. It's probably they weren't lucky in life, they have a lot of problems at home, or whatever reason that at the end they just put all their frustrations on someone else. Or they're not happy with themselves, but they don't want to acknowledge that they're not happy with themselves, and they do like that. As a coach, I will try to talk one-to-one to them. And get them talk, and realize. Maybe it was a little bit of a long answer, but you don't need to change them. They are perfectly fine like that.
One more suggestion over there. You have to throw the cube all the way up.
Thank you so much for your talk. It was really funny. I would really suggest more meetings.
I forgot to mention that one of the good things of Save is that on the package by default and for free, you have just 5 days of meeting every week.
Exactly. You can do
Thank you for pointing
You can
that
do a bi-weekly, you can do it daily in the morning and in the evening.
Of course, because now everybody works on different time zones, so you need to do that daily 3 or 4 times every day.
Exactly.
The hourly.
Thank you very much. It will add it.
Yeah, one more. Good catch.
So maybe try to say that it's not their fault, it's just the way they are, if they're making mistakes.
But the thing is, for me, it's clearly not their fault. It's the fault of the heroes, right? But I might add that so I can try to get on the heroes to be nice. And naive again. Yeah, good point. I'm going to add it. That's good. A good one. I can't believe I missed that one.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you, Antonio. That was brilliant.